Do women owe men sex if he pays on the first date? Two questions are more important today in our fickle dating society than ever before. Does the man pay on the first date or do you split it? And most recently, a more heated question has arisen. If he pays, do you owe him sex? Not only that, but I'm going to touch on double standards that women like to cling on to when the first date happens. But first, I know what you're thinking. Your first thought might be, if you're a woman, FK no, it's my body and I'm not a prostitute, I don't owe him anything. That's a fair comment. But it's a delusional one. By saying that, you're either not understanding the dynamics of dating or you're turning a blind eye to the inherent behavioral genes we have been blessed with by evolution. In the dating game between men and women, there's something called the value exchange. Women are more valuable than men when it comes to the sexual marketplace and so have more options than a man does. Her body is her weapon, she is desired by men based on how attractive she is. The hotter the girl, the more attention and options she has. They can take their pick, reject men if they want and choose whomever they want to have sex with. Rightly so, I say. More power to you. However, women are also limited by time. They expire quicker than men, if you will. I can feel the overweight purple-haired Oreo-eating feminists raging already. Anyway, back to my point. When you, a woman, accept a date with a man, you have a choice whether you want to sleep with him at the end of that date. But in this game of value exchange that dating is built upon, you need to understand that you can't abuse the power you may have over some men, by allowing them to pay for an entire date, food, bowling, movie, whatever, and then not give them anything in return. That makes you a cheap, heartless bitch. How dating used to be versus right now. Back in the old days, dating was simple. The guy would always make the first move. He would also always pay and the girl would eventually have sex with him. She wouldn't lead him on, make him pay for various things and then ditch him. These were the days when men and women assumed traditional roles. The man understood what he had to do and the woman did too. No guessing or confusion. Also, there wasn't any using and abusing. Nowadays, we've turned into a micro-dating society of unfaithful daters, more so women than men, which has caused mass confusion on both sides. Leaving women feeling as though it's okay to get as many freebies as she wants, because she feels that the guy is lucky to be out on a date with her. Yeah, right. Gimme a break. Men are confused about what they should be doing these days, because they don't know what to really do anymore. Everything they say could be turned against them. They could run the risk of being labeled as a dick, too aggressive, old school, a F-boy, weirdo or even too nice. Women on the other hand are confused as to why they can't find Mr. Right, which they completely deserve to find, haha, only joking. I'm being sarcastic, of course. If you're a woman reading this and you firmly believe that you deserve to find Mr. Right, you know, that one guy who's going to sweep you off your feet, you're an idiot. Firstly, you don't deserve anything, and secondly, there is no perfect guy out there, so wake up and stop believing what your daddy told you about boys, princess. Do you owe him sex if he pays? Yes. Absolutely. Without question, you owe him sex. He's given you value by paying for the date and being a gentleman. Now it's your turn to give him what he wants. Sex. If you don't agree with that, then you were not brought up correctly by your parents. It's as simple as that. But what if you don't find him attractive? Or there wasn't a spark on the date? Then you pay half or don't accept the date in the first place. Simple. Now, let me make something clear. You don't have to have sex with him on the first date. In fact, I wouldn't expect any girl with some level of decency and morals to sleep with me on the first date. But here's the science behind why it happens. But you should sleep with him at some point. Otherwise, you're just taking him for a ride and using men for their money. If you're happy doing that, then you really should be a sugar baby or professional escort. The last thing I want to touch on is the double standards that women have in today's society. Whether you ladies want to admit it or not, us men have some terrible double standards thrown our way and we never say a thing. These are the ones we face most on the first date.